on the Stream.TV Fan Show Network. I'm your host, Sinead de Vries, and I'm so happy you guys are tuning in right now because we have a special guest.
Yeah.
But first, let me introduce my pretty little talkers. I got Ashley, Megan, and Steph. And joining us tonight also is the director of tonight's episode, Kimberly McCullough. And we're so excited.
It was so freaking good. Because you're here.
That's cool.
So
That's cool if he did. I'll still take the compliment.
Oh my gosh. Tonight's episode was insane. We got a little bit of serious drama between Ezria. We have Paley happening again. We have a hint at a possible Emerson reunion now that Paige and Alison might be working together. And then we also got like the best Hale scene that we've gotten so far, even though literally like nothing happened, but it was so close.
So close, but yet so far.
So far.
You guys send us all those clues and those little, like, did you see in the corner? We got the person to watch PLL with because she pointed out every little thing. She's like, now's a good time to look at the screen. She's like, just missed a clue.
Pay attention, guys.
Right there.
Pay attention. Right there. I love it. It was so good.
It was great. You guys, seriously, okay, so let's get into it. So this episode really delved a lot into Alison's kind of like mental state, but we didn't see Mary at all in this episode, which I think is important for fans because we've seen Alison affected by Mary this entire season up until tonight, where we realize that she really is going through it, even without Mary talking in her ear. Right? So where do you guys think Mary is? Kimberly, where is Mary?
I don't know, but I find it interesting that you say that because for me, it was really important that Alison, tried to get some sort of normalcy back, and that was part of, going back as a teacher, and then of course coming up against these obstacles like the crazy kids with the hoodies and and all this stuff. But she is really trying to take her life back.
And we thought that that was so real, which was because you thought that we thought that that was just like a dream right away, and we thought that that was real.
Well,
sorry. We thought that that was, sorry, other way around. We thought that that was a dream, and you...
No, girl, you were so backwards.
No, okay.
She thought,
right.
No, she didn't.
We thought it was a dream,
and she was talking about the car scene.
Oh, no, I'm talking about...
You have my back, right?
No, I know what you're saying.
But also that scene too, the scene with when Alison walked into the classroom, yes, the car scene, but when Alison walked into the classroom, I 100% thought that was a dream.
Yeah, I thought it was a dream.
When you said the kids were making fun of her, my heart broke because I was like, oh my God.
So,
that is dedication.
Why do they hate her again?
They're just making fun of her. They're stupid kids.
So
I think
annoying.
they're just being kids, and everyone in the town knows what went on. And I think they're just teasing her.
Are they all going to get F's in the class now?
I hope that little brat.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Who's that? Especially that little punk.
Yeah. He's like, you would know.
Yeah,
I was
you
like,
would know.
Shut up.
Honestly, you guys, like, my mom's an 8th grade teacher. Like, no, like, you guys are mostly good, but like, I feel like if we,
don't alien anybody.
I mean,
you know what I mean? Like, I feel like if we were to do that back in the day, oh my God, would we get suspended or detention? But I feel like kids nowadays are a little bit more vocal, and I really feel bad for Alison that she had to go through that.
He should have went to the principal's office.
Exactly. I would have been like, get your ass to the principal's office right now.
That wouldn't fly.
I'm just gonna throw something out there because I know we're supposed to believe Allie that she's poor now, she doesn't have any money, she needs a job, but like, did she really do this the whole time just to get those frickin' files? Like, I started thinking, like, is she pulling an Allie?
That's a good call.
And we're all just like falling for it?
Speaking
I can't
of the
answer that,
files,
but she is mysterious.
was there a zoom in on the file? I swear in those files I saw the name Cochran.
Yeah.
Did we see that on purpose?
Yeah. That's insane.
It was there.
Yeah, it was there.
And I love it. She was
there.
like, she does, okay, Alison, like, she doesn't know, right? She obviously knows, maybe the girls have told her, but she wasn't among that crazy Cochran drama. That was between Spencer and Hanna at first, and then Spencer and Aria. So Alison would, like, she was looking for Noel.
So true.
So she wouldn't maybe have thought, like, Cochran, but damn, you guys, like, they, absolutely showed us that on purpose. And I'm, like, so weirded out because why is there a Cochran in their class?
This also reminds me of one more thing. This is kind of off topic and random, but I always tell the girls when we're watching, you know how they'll show a scary scene and then it'll be like a cat running by and that made the scary noise and the audience is like, oh, okay. And then that's when they do it. Is that a trick of the trade? Because I quote this every time, like, like, guys, it's coming now. Do I not say that? Like, now it's gonna come.
Yeah, no, that's
Is that
true.
real?
It's like it's building suspense, but it's also like, tricking you and thinking like that's not the hit. It's the next thing that comes.
Okay.
I was literally covering my eyes
Yeah.
when Hannah at the end of the episode was putting the newspaper on the window. Because I was like, anytime anyone looks through a window, somebody pops up and it's usually somebody with a mask on and it freaks me out. So I was like,
Paige.
yeah, or it's Paige, clearly. Well, we'll
You guys
get to
called that one.
Yes, we'll get to Paige and Paley and all and Emerson and all that drama. But speaking of Hannah, she and Caleb's scene in the hallway was so amazing, and you have to tell the viewers about like directing that scene and how that all happened, because it was all the feels and so much more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys liked it.
Yeah, loved it.
Good.
Yeah, in the script it said, that Hannah turns back and she goes back to Caleb and they hug and they have this moment. But when we did it in rehearsal, they got really close, and I was like, you guys, how about a little touch on the face? How about a almost kiss? And of course, they were totally down with that, and that was my favorite take. And I guess I know the fans just want them to kiss so badly, and I know.
I mean, you heard
Ashley
us
and
screaming.
Yeah, I know Ashley and Tyler really love the couple. So
As do we.
it was a good tease. It was a good tease. Yeah.
That was such a good
It was so good.
scene. But what the hell is Hannah up to?
Oh my God,
you guys?
I
right?
love it.
Really fast, because before we leave Caleb, really fast. Why was he not upset about Lucas? I mean, like at all.
Well, because everyone,
just-
I think, at this point knows that Hannah
like, I'm
and
going with
Lucas
Lucas.
are
just
working
friends.
together.
Yeah, they're just
Lucas
okay.
gave Hannah a bunch of money, and like they're working together.
You don't feel like that would make Caleb a little like
Well,
threatened?
she actually
No.
didn't say I'm going with Lucas. She said
What'd
I'm
she say
going
about
to
Lucas?
work on the design bills.
Right.
The
Right.
business
Lucas
that
wasn't
and
even
I are
brought
building.
up.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. I was gonna
And
predict that, but I guess I
also
shouldn't.
like Caleb also said like, do you want me to go with you? So like that also could be interpreted as like his first instinct and reaction is to offer his help or his like
Okay.
he's always thinking like, okay, well I'll be there, like
Okay,
because
I'm
that
pushing for it.
his mind still works as if. Yeah, his mind still works as if like they're in a relationship. Like that's what he's supposed to do. Like as her boyfriend, that's what you would want from your boyfriend, even though they're not technically together
I
at
really
all.
like that what you're saying, because we discussed, me and Ashley and Tyler, we talked about that a lot, and that space in between not being in a relationship and potentially being in a relationship. It's like you're always kind of dancing around like, is it okay if I offer my protection?
Right.
Is it okay if I touch you?
Right.
Are we friends? And it's you're like, is this going on in your life?
I'm like, no, but I love
It can be
I love it so
confusing,
much,
but
yeah.
also like really sexy, because it's like you don't know what's okay.
It's appropriate because she's not with Jordan anymore.
That's right.
Exactly.
yes.
The
That's
door
right.
is
Yeah.
wide
But
open.
you guys, to give you a little like behind the scenes, like Kimberly was crying when we were watching the scene of Hale because we were like, no,
I know.
yes, no, like all together.
Turned around and dashed back. Who did not think they were gonna make out?
Oh
like
my
that
God.
was
Waiting
for sure
so
coming.
We are waiting for that moment.
Because now we
It
know
was like
that
a,
when it
oh,
does
they're
happen,
there.
I know, but when it does happen, it's gonna be so
It's gonna be so good.
really
It's
is.
gonna
I'm
be so
literally
good.
gonna cry my eyes out because
Yeah.
it's every single time they get close, the scene is better and better
Oh,
and better.
so good.
And tonight's was so good.
No pressure for the future. That better be good.
No, I feel like I redeemed myself because I did direct the episode where Caleb and Spencer first kissed. And I know y'all, I know y'all hated me for that.
No, but it was so
must admit,
hot.
it
It
was
was so
sexy.
hot.
On the couch. That was
On the couch.
On the couch,
Yeah,
making
yeah,
out
And they were like talking about
That was more than a
that
kiss.
was, you know
Yeah,
what,
that was
Kimberly,
like-
that was a really
that
rough
was-
night for me.
I know, I'm sorry.
But I was feeling it though.
You should have been there that episode because I'm pretty sure more than one F-bombs were dropped that night and we were all screaming. But you know what? It's so crazy to think that out of all the couples on the show, Caleb and Hannah and Spencer have been through the most this season. And I love that from the beginning of the season to now getting ready for the end of the season, that it's kind of come full circle. It's the only relationship we've seen really, because just as Ezra was coming full circle, that bitch Nicole shows up and she's like, oh, just kidding.
Oh, my God.
I'm here. You guys, what is happening with that? What do you
my
think is gonna go
God.
down?
Can I just say something? Did anyone see the movie Castaway?
Yeah,
I know.
Okay.
We're gonna
Everybody in
say.
the entire world.
I just want to make make sure because you know when he's alive
I'm interested
and
in
he
how this
comes
goes.
back. Does no one know where I'm going?
I know where you're going with this. Yes, he comes back.
He comes
blah,
back,
blah.
he's alive, and you know what? Whoopsie daisy, he was
moved on.
dead.
Hello?
And she moved on,
Pearl
and she's
Harbor,
married
have you
with
seen
kids.
Pearl Harbor?
Pearl
Same
Harbor.
thing.
Different outcome
Steph,
with
who do you
Pearl
think is in the
Harbor.
right? Who do you?
I think Ezra would be in the wrong for deciding after he's literally engaged, going to elope with somebody. Oh, she came back. I'm gonna check that out for a sec. Like you made, like no.
Well, he just doesn't want any doubts.
Well, don't you think that's what Emily was trying to say to him? Is like, really think about this situation and don't let it change everything. I really love that moment.
Yeah,
it was so good.
my
She straight up said, I know this changes everything, but don't let it change everything.
There you go.
And
Good
it's like-
delivery.
It's like, I mean, I don't mess around with Ezra. You guys know how I am. But like, I love this because it's such a real thing. And how are we actually to know what Ezra is feeling? And it's interesting, and I'm curious to know, Kimberly, like when you were shooting all those scenes between Ezra,
Oh, thank you.
Ezra and Aria, like especially the first scene when Emily is still there and she's like, I'm leaving. Like how. God, it's so hard because Aria was such a trooper in this episode, and she's like, I'm really sorry, and he's mad at her, and then she's like, I cashed in our wedding tickets, and here you go. Like, how do you?
No, that
I
you're
loved
done.
that scene. You know, we talked about that a lot, and I remember after that take, the one that aired, I said to her, "Oh my God, you're gonna break everybody's heart." You know, because there was a couple of different ways to do it. It's like, this is so hard, and I'm so sad, and I was like, no, like just put on your best face, like try really hard. And actually, we went to the side, and I said, this is gonna sound totally crazy, but have you ever had to like give away a dog? Okay, no, this is like crazy. I one time couldn't take care of one of my dogs because she had like bit my cousin. Whatever, long story. No, it was terrible.
I don't even need to laugh at this.
No, and then she goes, I actually did. I know what you're saying. And I'm like, it's like, I can't take care of this dog. I can't do it. I don't want to do this, but I love you so much. Like,
I can see that. I can see
I know,
that.
this is like
I
totally
get
crazy
what you're saying.
director
No,
shit.
No, this is good.
But
This is
she
good.
was like, I get it. I had to do that once. And so, anyway, that was the symbolism
got
for
it.
the
That's so
ticket.
interesting.
You know,
got it.
I can't do this, but this is the right thing to do.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
I almost feel like for actors, it's cheating to have a really good director because they're like telling
No,
you.
no.
They're like, this is how to pull it out of you, and like it really helps, man.
It's all about that collaboration.
Yeah.
But
How is- oh,
she
go
knows her character better than, I do. Anybody does.
How was the scene when she was saying goodbye to Ezra at the airport? And then, because I loved it because she was so strong, just like you were saying.
Until he kissed her.
And well, he kissed, and she was still strong. But then when the camera turned back after he walked away, she filled up with tears, and that was like
Exactly.
really good.
That was so real.
That was really good. How was that scene?
I loved seeing that scene, and she was like, what do you want? I was like, just go for it. She's like, what do you mean? I'm like, you know what I mean, girl. I'm like, the second he turns his back, you just let out everything you've been feeling.
And you
know?
could tell it was so good.
Because for her at that point, for Aria, that's like fear because, and I really loved that Ezra was the one that initiated that kiss because I feel like Aria needed that, but it's almost like, when you're really upset and you're holding it together until somebody says, are you okay? And then all of a sudden you start crying. I don't know what that is in the human brain, but it happens to me every single time. I can go hours without crying, right? And I can feel like it's right there. And someone's like, oh my God, what's wrong? And the minute I feel them, it's just like I'm like crying like a little bitch. And I feel like that was kind of what happened at the airport. Like she was so strong throughout the entire episode. I think she always like knew from the second those FBI people showed up at their house, I think she knew like he has to go figure this out for himself. Like I can't do it. Like you said, I love you so much, but this is the right thing to do. And when he gave her just even a little bit of validation and a little bit of hope, that just broke her even more because it's like she's
That's
so
so
afraid.
good. I have to say, that wasn't me. That was the writer, Charlie. Charlie was like, what do you think about Ezra going to kiss her? Like him initiating it. Because it actually wasn't written like that in the script. It was she kissed him. And I was like, that's brilliant. And he goes, that's right. Because then it's like he's showing, like, I'm not leaving you forever. Like, I just need to go figure this out. I'm still in love with you.
Yeah.
And you're right. It was just that, like, it was like that. It was a release.
And it was a good kiss.
Yes.
Like that kiss said so much.
Yeah,
We've
it
seen
really did.
Ezra kisses a lot, but that was a kiss.
And they broke away and reconnected 3 times I counted.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay.
That's like a real thing.
Like
honestly.
Such a real
and if
thing.
you notice, that shot didn't cut at all, because we had a version where it cut back and forth, you know. 'cause
Oh, you're right, it just
we have
stayed-
both sides. I was like,
Yeah.
no. They actually did everything perfect. So let's just like stay on
love
that
that.
shot. You know, just really sweet. I really liked
I
it.
love
It was real.
this perspective because it's
Yeah.
stuff that you don't even think about
Yeah.
when you're
Yeah.
watching
At
it.
all.
Like, but then now that she says it, no, the camera didn't move. It stayed right over Ezra's shoulder, and that's just like brilliant.
It's called an OTS.
Over the shoulder. Yes.
Love it. We have to talk about a little bit about some of the creepier scenes that you directed tonight, and that was definitely when Mrs. Grunwald's head exploded, like
Oh
Hannah
my
said.
gosh.
It's so interesting because how do you differentiate like in a scene between like Noel when he's got this like swagger, but he's supposed to be the creepy one?
She wants to talk about that.
He does. Like he doesn't come across as being overbearingly like an asshole, even though we all know that he is.
Do we
he's
really,
still, yeah, he's an asshole. We're all pretty sure he killed
don't wanna
Sarah
believe it,
Harvey.
And we're
you
all
know.
pretty sure he was the one that was like hurting Hannah.
Right, so we hate him,
Yeah, we do.
but
He's so
for
awesome.
some
But we love
reason,
him.
like, how do you bring that side of him out that's like, we all still like, we hate him, but we hate to love him, and we love to hate him? Like, what is that?
Okay, I can't take credit for that, because I just have to say I've totally been victim of loving a bad boy. And I think
Preach, girl, preach.
I think we all have, right?
Oh,
Can I just-
definitely.
Okay, so that's just sort of like inherent, you know, I think in our nature to love a guy that has a secret, that doesn't tell it all.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what's sexy about him, right?
Right. Right.
Yeah, he's a sexy bad boy.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Mrs. Grunwald, this entire time, that like through seasons, honest to God seasons, I was 100% certain that she was wearing
Contacts.
crazy ass contact
Yeah, girl.
lenses.
That's amazing.
And
Those
my
are
mind
real.
was blown tonight during the episode. I was like, so those are contacts, right? Those
No.
there contacts?
Lighting, like
No.
what enhances them so
She's, like,
beautifully? It's just
abnormal.
natural.
Her eyeballs are so gorgeous, and I have to tell you, she's like the sweetest woman. She's so kind and gentle.
I feel like I'd be
And she's
terrified
not
of her.
creepy at all. She would like touch me and be like, "Oh, I love you.
You'd be like, do you
Oh,
see
you're so
something?
amazing." And I'm like, "Oh my god."
That is
Don't
so
look at me.
cute.
I was kidding.
Oh my God, that is so funny. She's so good.
I would do. I'd be like,
No, she's
Thanks.
really incredible. She's an incredible actress.
I feel
awesome.
like I don't know if this is Mrs. Grunwald like choosing Hannah or something and just like choosing that she's the one in danger, so I'm going to show you stuff. But I do feel like, and tell me if I'm wrong, that Hannah is more perceptive to like a sixth sense. Are we supposed to be getting that from that or no?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Grunwald is very connected to Hannah. And, you know, I was kind of thinking that she saw what was in Hannah's dreams. And so she was sort of coming to rescue her and to comfort her, you know, but at the same time, warn her that what she was feeling was true, you know, that there was some truth to that,
Right.
to what she saw in the dream.
yeah.
Find like a significance between Grunwald and Hannah, or was it just like a random appearance of Grunwald? Like, was there significance for her appearance, or just to warn Hannah? Like, will we see her more? I guess is what I'm saying.
You know, I honestly don't know. That would be a question for the writers.
Got it.
But the way that I understood it was that they had a special connection.
Bond, okay.
Yeah, a special bond. And Grunwald, oh man, she's a freaky lady. You know, but that she wanted to be there to, like I said, comfort her and. That's not the right word. It's validate her
Validate her,
concerns.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say
about
that
Noel.
because
Yeah.
Hannah, I think that we were, like the writers did a good job of letting us know that Hannah feels like no one believes her right now. And
Right.
that's why she had that dream in the beginning. And she's like, hello, like when you don't listen to me, bad things happen because I'm trying to tell you guys something. And then Caleb ended up getting hit by Noel. And obviously it was all a dream, but coming out of that dream, Hannah was more scared than ever. Like, somebody needs to listen to me. And Grunwald came and like validated her fears. Like, you're not crazy. Like, there
She
is
felt like
something
there's
wrong.
a premonition is really what it is. So yeah.
But I think there was also, and correct me if I'm wrong, a significance in that scene, because then we see Hannah just like taking over with something that we had no idea with the phone call. So I really think that whole Grunwald scene was like kind of foreshadowing of setting Hanna apart on what's a journey that's about to partake.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, no, you're right on. I mean, that's literally what you both were saying, was that she's been trying to convince her friends, like, this is the guy, this is the guy.
Noel.
And they don't know. Yeah, they don't necessarily think he's not. It's just that they don't want to put all their eggs in one basket in case, you know. So, you know, she's been trying to get them on board, and then Grunwald comes and says, you're right, like, this guy has something to do with it. And so she's just like, I'm doing this on my own.
Right.
ladies.
So is it safe to say then that the person that she's talking to on the phone is Noel Kahn, right?
Honestly, I don't know about that.
I can't tell you that.
I don't know about
I
that.
feel like, well, I'm going to
Do
make
you
a
know?
prediction.
Yes.
You do know? Okay.
Interesting.
Effer.
Dang it.
You know what? You know what's really
Does your
interesting?
name start with an N?
I don't remember. I don't
Blink
recall.
3 times if it's Noel Kahn. You know what's interesting? I honestly think that the reason why Hanna has so much more of a reason to pin this all on Noel, even though I still don't believe Noel is AD. I believe that he's behind a lot of stuff. I just don't think he's AD. I think you guys, we all know he's
Yeah,
AD.
We all know.
Let's be real.
Yeah.
So who do you think is AD?
We have no idea.
don't know.
But we know it's not Noel because that's too easy and we know better by now.
Yeah.
But the reason why she is so suspicious of him is because Hanna kept having these flashbacks that were so real of her being tortured, and maybe Noel really was the one torturing her. So that's like, it's hitting her a different way because none of the girls went through that. Only Hanna went through that. And so she's thinking like, you guys have no idea what he's capable of because I have these scars. They made sure to show us, like
They showed it.
like it's all coming back to her. So that's why I feel like she is so adamant about getting him because she has so much more pain when it comes to what's going on because of what happened to her.
She's traumatized.
Traumatized.
She's re-traumatized, you know, all over again.
I feel like Hanna is singled out a lot. Like, if you think about it, I feel like she got it the worst in the dollhouse.
Yep.
She was singled out as the bait at the season, our last finale. And now she's singled out again, but I feel like in such a different way, you guys. She's singled out in a way that she's not the weakest link, right? She's like actually taking charge and doing something that none of the other girls know. You expect that of Spencer, but not of Hanna.
I thought
And that's what I love.
the Spencer role tonight when we saw the preview for next week. I was like, what the hell are you doing, Hanna?
No, and
I'm
I think
excited.
it's going to bite her in the butt because this is Noel Kahn, who now we know has probably been helping A, right? And now freaking murdered a sorority chick and practically tried to throw her out the freaking window. And Hannah's like, you know what? I'll take care of this guy.
Well, that storyline had been linked. I got this one.
Well, Spencer was too busy this episode, like secretly being Mary Drake's second child, you guys, honestly.
Seriously,
because something happened in that photo album. She saw something, and of course, like, I'm immediately gonna go back and like pause on that screen. Or you know what? Here, somebody screenshot and send it to us, because I know you'll do it before this episode's even over, and I'll love you for it.
They're so good at it.
Screenshot it. They're so good at it. Screenshot it. Send it to us because Spencer saw something on that page. And this is so interesting because we already knew episodes ago that Spencer and Mary Drake had a weird connection. And Mary Drake, that creepy bitch, is somehow connected to the Hastings. I don't know what she did with Spencer's dad, but there is obviously
I like
a
it always
bigger
goes back to
connection.
Spencer's dad. He
Daddy.
We never told her this story. We never told her.
Impregnating her multiple times, and then Cochran, what's his face, just like throwing these kids out or something. And like, I feel like it has to be Mr. Hastings.
And I feel like it's weird. Like, I don't understand.
Oh, Byron's a cheater.
Oh, Byron is a cheater. Byron is a cheater.
But I feel like, so when Dr. Cochran helped Mary deliver the first child, it went to Jessica. I don't understand why the second child didn't go to Jessica.
I don't either.
Do we know it was
Or,
the first?
or it didn't. Or, well, no, that wouldn't make sense.
Or, like, how do we know it was the
Well,
first?
they said a boy, and then Aria said Charlotte. That's how we know it was
Right. She's
first.
like,
Right,
Charlotte,
right,
just
right,
in case anyone was not listening. Charlotte. Right. Yeah.
She was like, by the way, you guys, everyone out there watching.
Which is funny because you said
That
Charlotte,
baby.
and then she said Charlotte.
Charlotte.
As we were watching it.
Yeah. So that we're supposed to think that first baby is Charlotte.
Okay.
And Aria told us too, so that's how we know.
And it
And then
was
the
a boy.
second baby, yes, the second baby. And okay, what's interesting is like a lot of people said it's a boy, and they screenshotted the file and sent it to us. But Spencer said last episode. So Mrs. D had another boy or another girl, and then tonight they asked him, and he said, I don't know if it was a boy or a girl. But Meghan brings up a good point. Like, if Jessica took the first baby, why didn't she take the second one?
And then say that Sinead's like a freaking parrot when it comes to PLL. She remembers these exact quotes.
Say
That's
this.
crazy.
What's the family thing? It all comes back to fit. What's that?
It's human nature. It's
She's like a parrot. It's weird. It's weird.
you can't deny human nature.
Come back to the family. Come
Yeah,
back to the
people
family.
always come back to family.
You should have been there on set with me. I could be like, "Hey, what's that line again? What's that line again? I don't know my script."
No, but yeah, it's human nature. And that you even said backstage, you were like, you guys think about what he's saying, and it's so good because this is all tying back to the second child who is the one who we believe is communicating with the girls as AD, and it's basically like when it comes down to it, you guys, all these people are connected in one way or another, and it's through like
family ties and like bonds and blood. Like, you know?
it's
Kimberly,
insane.
I think that's what's so great about this show, which reminds me of like soaps that I came from. It's like it goes back and back. It's so deep and so like
It's so good.
incestual.
I know, it's kind of us.
Yeah, it's totally incestual.
Go ahead.
I don't know if you can even answer this, Kimberly, but when Spencer was going through, was going through the photo album and she saw, well, first of all, I find it weird that she was even going through family photos in the first place. But anyway, she could just been having a memorable moment.
She's like, I need a break.
I need to look at. I mean, sometimes I watch home videos. It happens. But anyways, so she's looking at the page, but she didn't have a look of shock. It was like a look of like, I don't know.
Yeah,
It was like
interesting.
some sort of look on her face, and I'm like, I know you directed.
But
so
why do you think she should have been shocked?
Because she figured it out.
Yeah.
No. I don't
second
think she
child
looked
was.
shocked. I think she looked like it was something she
but
already
why
knew.
are you
Or
surprised
something
that she wasn't shocked?
Yeah, what should she have been shocked by?
seeing so there was a toddler and 2 babies on the page. So I think she should have been shocked that she saw something that she had never seen before, but in my mind, she wasn't shocked, which shocks
It
me.
was more of a calm.
I like
response
this.
than I would
Yeah.
have expected.
Yeah.
I lost you at shocked.
There's a lot of shocks that happen.
It's so like she was shocked or something. Before we got eaten alive online, no offense to the Emerson lovers out there, I love you guys for being so passionate about Emerson. But we get a lot of hate sometimes for not bringing up Emerson because sometimes I just don't feel like, I feel like Emerson is a thing of the past. I'm sorry, I think it's a thing of the past. Although I would love to see it resurface, we get a little bit of hints here and there. Last episode, they were kind of like talking to each other and getting a little bit close. And tonight, Emily made a very good point of asking Allie how she would feel about her working there, which I feel like is the most we've gotten from Emerson, because like, why would Allie care? But for you,
Yes.
who do you see? Like, where does your... It doesn't have to be your loyalty or what. It doesn't matter. But
Imagine
like,
she's just like, Emerson, like underneath her shirt.
that Emerson shirt that's going
Emerson
around.
shirt, yeah.
But like, when you direct these scenes, like, where do you feel the most? Like, do you feel the most with Haley? Do you feel the most with Emerson?
Tell the
Do not
truth.
feel it with
Tell the
Haley.
truth.
No, you do not.
Yes, she does.
She even said, what did you say about that Bailey scene?
episode? Like that tonight.
Okay, I do have to answer
scene.
honestly and say that in this particular episode, because really I get the information from the script, right? It's not like what I want to happen.
right.
It's what the script's telling me.
It's like, Marlene, let me have a talk with you.
Yeah,
have
and
a
so
vision.
the script was telling me that there was there was a resurgence, right, of this Paley, but Emerson was getting closer, so it's a different vibe, right? And I have to say, when I was on set with Shay and Lindsay, in that very first scene when they saw each other, I was like, oh, what's happening here? It was super flirty right away. And I loved it. And I thought that the scene in the Apple Rose Grove was very sexy.
It was.
There was just something about it. They have great chemistry.
I like your
Is that a good answer?
It is.
I mean, yeah, they do. They have
diplomatic
great
answer
chemistry.
to fans.
Sorry, I like them both, but there was just something in this particular episode that was like, ooh,
I
that's kinetic,
love that
you know?
scene. It was like that young love that they
yeah.
once knew. It was like getting to witness that all over again. And I mean, whether you think it's psycho or not psycho, that relationship, I just I loved seeing them together again tonight.
It
I
was
really did.
the young love that you'd be like, and I remember that you said during the episode, you're like, this is a really sexy scene. And I was like, I wonder what's gonna make it sexy. And the young, they're young, they're at a cool happening bar, they got the little bar fries, they got the wine, they got the candle. I'm like, this reminds me of every first freaking hot date that I'm like, you're hot because you took me to a cool restaurant.
You created that. You gave me some wine, you gave me some fries.
And
Let's have it, baby.
And the song, I really think, and that was actually Lisa Cochran, who is the producer. That's where the name comes from.
That's
Her idea was the fries, because we're trying to figure out, like, what are they eating? Because they're a little bit nervous.
They're not
eating,
exactly.
like, a steak. And, like,
Exactly.
you know.
Right.
And so she was like,
That would be
French
me,
fries. I was like, that's hot. I want to eat French fries and pie. Like,
I'm like, I'll order the prime rib, thank you. Okay, no, right? Just kidding.
Yeah, it was like sexy eating and vibes, and I don't know. I just really like that scene.
It created
It's a
the
good
vibe.
scene.
It did.
But
good scene.
what I will say for Emerson fans, like, think of it this way. We know there's going to be a ton of Emerson coming up. Like,
Yes,
hello,
definitely.
social
Yes.
media. It's all over the place. And I like, Sabrina is out, so think about it. Every single...
She's not out. We just like to pretend that
Whatever, Sabrina.
She's out.
But think of it this way. Every single ship that's happening right now on PLL has a third party,
So
someone
true.
coming in. So this is like the third party. Paley right now, because I don't count Sabrina as a party. So Paley is
She's
the
hanging
third.
out with Yvonne over there.
So Paige is the third party interfere. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm looking at this camera. But interference. But don't have no fear. It's just adding to the drama of what will eventually be epic Emerson. Okay.
Okay, but for
Yes.
people, you know how you said for people who like Emerson, for people who like Emerson and specifically don't like Paley, is Paley not that same stage 5 clinger?
No, you guys.
She's still
She just-
desperate.
she was
She's at the
going-
window.
No,
girlfriend
okay.
has another girlfriend, and she's there like breathing on the glass.
No, she just went to go and see her, and she saw them through the window.
And then she writes,
How did you guys
Why is
know
she there?
that she was in the window?
That's what
Like,
Paige
how did you
does.
know that?
Because Paige is so funny like that. So we have
her
a
hair.
long-running joke. We
do.
started on PLLAS 2 years ago when we first started doing the after show. Was that like Paige would always like be waiting for Emily to come
Because
home
she's
so she could sit on the front porch with her. So like it became a joke
There's
that like
so many front porch scenes.
Paige is always like ready, like Emily, I miss you, and she's always like following her
She's
around.
just waiting at her front porch. Do you know how weird? Like that would be creepy to me. And somehow
They're always
Emily
doing
falls
something
for it
different on the
every
front porch.
time.
They're like drinking wine, and then they're having
Chinese
Chinese food. And it's like it just
Who
seems
eats
insane.
Chinese
Chinese food on a porch, by the way.
Paige is always
brought her
there.
Chinese
She's
So is
always
this normal
there.
to you that she's lurking, or is it
Yes.
creepy?
No,
Or
I
is it
think
both?
she's too
It's
needy.
not creepy. I don't think it's creepy.
Normal.
I'm
I
gonna
just think that
defend
she
her.
went to go see her and she saw them through the window. And she was a little bit heartbroken. I personally think, like, I love that dynamic between Paige and Emily. And I know that there's a lot of Emerson lovers out there, but, like, I personally like how needy Paige is just because it's, like, it's just, like,
you?
a different-
Do you relate?
I do.
Do you
I
relate?
Like, I am a needy bee. And, like, I just like, well, you know, she's a lover.
Are you kidding me?
She's
Mova's not needy.
I don't think
love
Mova's
you.
needy.
But
I'm
she is
needy.
totally
she'll own up
Paige.
to it.
No,
She'll
I'm
own up
needy
to it.
AF, and if you don't give me the attention I deserve, bye.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
That's not needy. Needy is when you don't give me the attention. I'm still being needy. So you're not needy.
Well,
Paige
she was
is
just
needy.
upset because she saw them through the window.
Right.
Like,
Well,
give
I
her
mean,
a break.
lucky for Paige,
take a deep breath.
Sabrina is honestly like, she'll be here for like 4.5 more minutes, and then Paige can
Yeah, right.
come back and wait for Emily on her porch, and it's going to be all good.
Look at Kimberly's like,
I know. I just love all these theories.
Great.
So excited.
Are we right? Are we onto
I
something?
don't know. I don't know.
Or do you?
I don't know. Or do I?
All right, we're going to take a break, and you guys can send in questions for Kimberly, anything else you have about this episode using the hashtag PLLAS. I have a couple already about the episode, and I'm so excited to hear what Kimberly has to say about them. It's a lot of theories, so we're hoping that we can get some spoilers from her. But if you have anything else, hashtag PLLAS, and we'll be right back.
Bye. See ya.
In case you missed it live. In case you missed it live. In case you missed it live.
Oh my God.
High five. We had a crazy vampire threesome.
And you can't unsee that. That's burned into my brain now. I was like, you know why we saying yes. You know why we saying yes. Look at me, I'm dancing.
He was like, yeah, I'll tell you whatever you want.
He is something.
And we're like, ooh, inseparable.
These hoes ain't loyal.
You just went to a totally different direction on that one.
I love it. That's genius.
We're funny.
Billionaire goes broke, it means he's got like $4 million.
There's got to be a code on that.
This might actually be a thing.
Somebody better take some pictures of this.
What did I do? What is there?
Are we there yet? Can we talk about that?
We've been waiting all night. I don't like breakdance.
You can't count anything out. It's been another awesome night at the Stream.tv, guys.
always awesome.
Thank you for joining us, you guys. Hello. Hi, guys. What's up? What's up? What's up? Okay, we're back, and I'm super excited because we have some really good questions right off the bat. At Hannah Lily J says, who did Hannah call? So we actually didn't share who we think she was on the phone with. Go ahead.
I did.
Oh, you said it was Noel.
Noel,
Yeah,
okay.
but it's not Noel.
I'm sorry.
I mean, we don't
Did you
know.
write the show?
I don't think it's Noel. I honestly don't
know.
think it's Noel. I don't think it's
So
Noel.
you don't think it's normal?
Yeah,
You
let's
think
put the think in there.
I don't think it's Noel. It's not Noel.
PLL dictator.
I think it is.
It's not Noel. I don't know.
I think it's
I don't
Noel.
know.
Who is it?
I
You
think
guys,
it's Noel.
what if Hannah was the one who went to the doctor's office and she was the one who ransacked the office and she's been talking to the Cochrans?
So then So she's on the phone with the Cochrans?
Remember how that Cochran Jr. called Spencer and was like,
The daughter.
the daughter called Spencer and was like, the daughter who's your best friend.
Yeah, how crazy is that?
That's Kimberly's best friend IRL, you guys.
But she didn't get cast because she's your best friend.
no, she's just an
That's
awesome
amazing.
actress. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's so cool. That is really cool. What was
Yeah,
it
I
like
love
to
that.
like direct your
Yeah.
best friends?
It was I was a little bit nervous, I have to admit, because I was like, I hope she thinks I'm good at what I do.
that's
you know?
the thing. She probably was thinking
I'm sure
the
she was
same
thinking
exact
that.
thing.
Yeah, but she brought me this coffee that said "Boss Lady" on it.
Oh,
in the
it's
morning.
so
I don't know. It
cute.
was just super cute. It
Oh,
was
I
fun.
love it.
That is adorable.
The girls
Okay.
loved her.
Yeah,
Will we
that's
see her
awesome.
more?
I really liked
I
her.
don't know.
Hopefully, yeah, because she was great.
Yeah, she was great. And I really liked that scene with her on the phone. But, like, honestly, like, what if when she was accused, Spencer had no idea what she was talking about. I believe that Spencer and Hannah had nothing to do with what happened in the office that night. But Dr. Cochran Jr. said that somebody came by. She's like, tell your dogs to lay down, you know? And she said, this guy. But wouldn't it be crazy? Wouldn't it be crazy? She said, this guy. Wouldn't it be crazy if...
She said that
Hey,
with my dogs. Yes.
wouldn't it be crazy if Hannah was the one who went to that office and she took matters into her own hands?
But who is
believe
the
it.
boss person that she
Maybe she was talking to Cochran Sr.
Yeah.
the old guy with the whiskey?
Yeah, because, like,
You guys, how creepy was he?
he was so creepy.
I loved his vibe though.
It was such a good vibe.
I
He
literally
was such a good
like,
actor.
pedo vibes. His voice
I like how
is
like he
amazing.
did a 180. As soon as he saw the whiskey, he was like, "Okay, now I'm gonna talk to you guys."
Yeah.
He could be completely
He was
180.
so pervy. Like, ew. He was just like, give it.
Then,
Yeah.
What did Spencer? Hey, Parrot. What did Spencer say? She's like something around.
She was
there,
like, "Hey, keep
the
the
booze
perv."
walks,
Yeah,
or the
she's
booze
like, "Keep the pervy down," or the booze walks, or something like that.
Curb the perv.
Curb the perv.
I like
That's
that
a good-
line.
I love that.
It was a good
That's gonna
line.
become
It was
a
a good
thing.
line.
Use that.
Curb
Yeah.
or
I want a
perv.
shirt with that.
Did you guys notice the coffee cup that said "Thank God it's Monday,
Yeah.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday,
Yeah,
Friday"?
TGI.
Oh, I kept thinking, I was like, where is the
TGI.
F?
It was TGI every day. So
That's
the idea
hilarious.
is, yeah,
An alcoholic.
drinking every day.
Drinking
I love
every
that.
day.
It's the
That was
details,
Charlie,
guys.
the writer's idea. We
That's
actually
funny.
had those cups made, and he got one for me.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
that.
I like
That's
hearing
amazing.
those stories.
I like doing the little things like
Yeah,
that.
that's good. Because it's funny because we notice those things, but like we don't realize how much they affect like a
Yeah.
scene until you hear about the
Yeah.
intention behind them. But I kept thinking also during that scene was that I felt like there was more to get from that scene that we don't necessarily realize just
more
yet.
from him. Because
Because he doesn't actually give them a lot of information.
But then he says that weird ass thing about like if you see my daughter or
Yeah.
whatever, like basically
Right.
tell her to come, not to come back to her family. It
No,
was
Right.
It was that line, family always comes back.
Right.
Yeah, and
That's
why
where
do
it
they
came
hate
from.
each other? Why
Yes.
do they hate each other?
Exactly,
I
and
want
like
to know.
Hannah on the phone said, "I'll give you the money if you give me the keys." Like keys? Like what is she possibly
Keys
talking
to
about?
what?
She's talking about no con.
Keys to what?
Wait, and the other thing I don't understand is if Dr. Cochran delivered if Dr. Cochran delivered the second baby I'm sorry, how does he not know if it was a boy or girl? Unless he just can't remember. But how did he so significantly?
Or he's just saying that he doesn't remember.
Right. That's what I think. I definitely think he remembers, but why is that so significant?
That's the first thing they say to you. Hello.
Yeah,
Right.
it's a boys, girls.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make another prediction about NoCon. When they're in the classroom, and I already told you guys this, so it's not as dramatic, but it's dramatic to you guys. When they come in the classroom and Allie's writing her cursive name or whatever for the class, it's gonna be, he's coming, and the he is gonna be.
Yeah. Noel Kahn.
Noel Kahn.
Yeah. I do believe that. I do
Thank
believe
you.
that. All right, at Misery Badlands.
Mic drop.
I do agree with that. I do think it's
Thank
him.
you.
At Misery Badlands says, I think Spencer is Mary Drake's kid, and that's why she went to the Hastings house at the beginning of the season. Why was the first house that Mary went to Spencer's?
I think that's what we're led to believe right
yeah.
now, which makes me not want to believe it.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yes, because they definitely give you these little like twists and turns. and-
Yeah.
yeah.
But I think that PLL also is kind of like, since, I mean, who knows? But I feel like since it's kind of wrapping up a little bit, I feel like Marlene is just like, here you go, guys. Like I'm gonna make it a little hard, but I'm gonna give it to you. Like you're on the right path. Like, you know what I mean?
It's funny you say that. Did you guys notice the puzzle in the scene with Dr. Cochran?
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
that
yeah.
was like part of what I was, I guess, like again, the material always speaks. You know, if you notice, the puzzle in the scene is almost finished,
Oh my gosh.
and there's
I love this.
So good. I love it.
there's still pieces sort of on the edges. But I wanted to give that feeling of what you're saying is true, that like any piece of information they're giving you now, I don't really think they're trying to detour you. They're just
Right.
saying like, here's little pieces, we're almost there, it's all coming together, you know. And it's so poetic. Oh my gosh.
That is so beautiful.
This almost borderline annoys me though, because these are the things you guys, I saw the puzzle and I made some stupid crack like cool jigsaw puzzle, dude, but didn't really like think of how it really pieced together.
Yeah.
And now I realize that all those things that I see that I don't really think, I saw the cup. It's like basically if you're a viewer and you see something, you're meant to see it, and
Yes.
you should
Right.
analyze every single thing
true.
that catches
It's
your eye
true.
because it's supposed to catch your eye.
The details.
And it's nice to hear from you that like there was thoughts behind all these little
Yeah.
things, because that makes us as fans and viewers also feel like you guys are really thinking about us. Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, it was actually this idea to not have them be eating steak. Like they had to be eating fries.
Yeah.
Because Paley is like a cool, that hot, cool young couple.
Right. That's
So
the best
it's like-
part about this show, though, is that the details matter and that you guys
Right.
notice the details. That's why
Yeah.
it's so fun. I mean, the prop department on this show is like, yes, what do you want? Because
You
they
guys
know
awesome.
that. Because they
That's
know
so
you
great.
guys are gonna like say, oh, I saw
Take
that. really-
screenshots and
Yeah,
send them to each other.
exactly.
Speaking about details, I think we like kind of, I don't know, it could be significant, not, we'll get through it really quick. When Spencer was, I know we have to like rush, but sorry, I'm so excited. When Spencer was looking at the computer, she was looking at a realtor. Was that significant
yes.
or not? Or like, should we have paid attention to that?
Before she got like,
Yes, but not in the way that you're
Probably
thinking.
thinking about
Yeah.
it.
Which part is this?
So right after
before.
they cut from the scene with Hannah and Mrs.
Grunwald.
Grunwald,
Yeah, and she's warning her about something.
you literally see
Spencer's
it cuts to
reflection.
Spencer's reflection in her computer, and then there's like a realty site or something. And I didn't know if like we knew why she was looking at that or whatever.
maybe
you
it
guys
has
will probably
something to do with
screenshot it.
Toby's house that he built.
Maybe, but I just think that we should like
Well, she
maybe
was
read that.
actually
We should.
looking for offices for her mom. That's kind of what she was doing.
Oh, okay. Because I wasn't
Yeah.
like I was like, why
Yeah.
was she looking at that? Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's what she said.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, that's good because the Hastings need to come back because they need to tell us what the hell is going on.
exactly.
So I like that. All right. At Zena Al-Assad says, are you guys happy that Paige is back? I love you guys. So are we, yes or no, happy that Paige has finally come back? I will say, yes, I am happy.
Yes.
It's good to see her.
Do we
again.
really need to ask Mova how she feels?
Look at that. Look at that smile.
I don't know, guys. Honestly, I am happy. I'm really happy, obviously. But I get it, Aniston fans. I get it. Oh God, Paige is back. But it's nice to just like.
Ashley gets so much hate.
I get so much hate. Like everyone's like, no, Emerson's endgame. It's like we get it. Emerson's endgame. But that doesn't mean that like, you know, Emily's young. She should explore and see what's right for her. And if that happens to be Paige, it happens to be Paige. It happens to be Emily. It happens to be. it happens to be Allison. It happens to be Allison. Just let young people explore and see who's
I
right
love how
for
you guys
them.
are just ignoring the fact that she was straight up on a date with Sabrina at the end of the show.
I'm not ignoring it.
Sabrina.
She's just like not even there.
She's not there. Sabrina's not there. She's hanging out with
She's a
Yvonne
side
and
chick.
soon to be Nicole. The three of them can go gallivanting on their own. We,
In Colombia.
like, bye.
Bye, girl.
I hope they all go to Colombia.
Yeah.
We don't, I mean, we're so, like, addicted to our ships that right now it's like, it's just annoying. Like, when Yvonne was there and Toby was like, I was building a house for you. I was like, God, I wish Yvonne just would have, like, overheard that. Like, I want her to just leave.
Although I feel
already.
bad for her for some reason. I don't know why I feel bad for Yvonne.
Because she got attacked in the last episode. We had
Or she just seems so
sad about it.
sweet or something. I don't want her to
she
be hurt,
is.
but she's just not right for Toby.
Yeah,
But
she's
that's because we
she's
met
not
her
gonna
in
be there
person
for
on
very long.
our show.
That's probably it.
She is. All right, at Penner Natalia says, late question, but was Wilden ever a character or was Archer just pretending to be him since season 1?
Damn.
I don't think anyone's ever asked that yet.
Is some.
That's like Inception
I don't know.
status.
That is super.
That would blow my freaking mind. I'm sitting here like, I'm like going, like every scene of with Wilden.
Insane.
I know.
God, I hope not. That's so weird. That's so weird. I hope that Wilden was a thing and that who killed Wilden? Cece? Cece killed Wilden, right? I'm not making that
I believe
up.
so. So that means like then Archer would have been dead. No, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think
Kudos
Cece really
for blowing all their
Yeah,
minds,
yeah,
whoever you
that was-
are.
Yeah, that was great.
Good job.
Before we sign off, I
That's
just
good.
wanted. Okay, so you come from a world of soap operas.
Correct. I was an actress on a soap opera for a long
Yes,
time.
yes, and so like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why
We
would
knew that.
I mean,
You
no,
knew that.
Do
You
I?
did.
you did know that because we
did.
talked
I have
about it.
short-term
We
memory
talked about
loss.
it
I
on
really
Super
do.
Fan
I
Suite.
knew that.
Yes, ma'am.
Your mom.
My mom's obsessed with you. She's like, oh my God, Kimberly's gonna be back. Why couldn't I have been there last week? Because she was here last week.
Oh, really?
But yes, Mom's watching at home and she loves you.
She loves you.
I think I
big
know where this
fan,
question is
big
going, and
fan.
I
But
like it.
but okay,
Yes.
so PLL is kind of like the modern take on soap operas, right?
Totally.
For
Yeah.
our generation,
And
because
suspense and thriller.
yeah,
Kind of all
yeah,
mixed
but
genres.
it's got that vibe. So like, this is crazy, but I grew up on Days of Our Lives at like the age of 7. Like, I know it's weird, but
Did I know
watched
that?
it. No, I watched it every single day of
But that's
my
what
life.
makes it so good about all these like intricate
Right.
storylines.
And on Days of Our Lives, right, people would die and then come back to life, and it was like that
Oh,
crazy
yes.
thing, right?
I've been blown up. I literally, my body blew up, burned to death, burned beyond recognition, and then I came back.
You came back.
I
So
love it.
that's
You
kind of
pulled a
how it
Mona.
was.
Yeah.
And like, there were so many times that like, okay, so when I moved from the U.S. When I moved from South Africa to the U.S., the Days of Our Lives had been like 3 seasons ahead because we used to get them all delayed, and we came back and all these characters were like resurfaced, and we were like, what the hell happened? And that's why I feel like PLL is the modern soap opera because it's got those storylines that keep like coming back, things that happened seasons ago, people coming back from the dead, like crazy romance, all this stuff. So
I see where you're going with this.
yeah, so like
I don't.
I know. I thought it was going where I thought, but now it's not.
But so like for you, someone who grew up on soap operas and like completely becoming like that soap character, like how does that for you, what are the similarities and what are the differences now looking back on and directing kind of like this new take on soap operas? And do you think that you understand it a little bit better because of that?
Maybe. I mean, I'd like to think so. I think that like you guys are all talking about. It's like you get so hooked on those
Oh, yeah.
couples or you ships. That's what you guys call them. And that's important. Like that was a big thing back in the day with soaps. They called them super couples, you know. And that's one of the main reasons people tune in is because they have their favorites, you know, and they want their favorites to get back together. But with this in particular, like my favorite genre is suspense and horror. So it's like mixing that with those relationships and the drama, and I just love it.
Do you have a
Love it.
favorite ship?
Yeah, that's what I thought she was gonna
Oh my
say.
gosh, you guys.
Well, like,
were
we
gonna
won't
say
judge. We won't judge.
We already know it's Ezria, so
No, we know it's
And
Hale
you know what?
because of-
It is. I have to admit, after doing this episode and seeing them at the airport and seeing Aria say goodbye, I was like, I fell in love with them.
Yeah.
all over
I
again,
really
right?
did.
But like
I really
Halo's
did.
second, right? Halo's second.
They're
There's
very
only
sexy.
3 main couples.
Yeah.
That's not even
Right.
That's a silver freaking medal. I'm over that.
Oh my god.
Do you ever see yourself returning to acting? Like
I
full
don't
time like
know.
that?
No, I don't think so. I mean, when you're an actor, you're just sort of like in the bubble. You know, you can only kind of focus on the other people in the scene. But as a director, you get to talk to everybody. You get to talk about all aspects, like those things I'm talking to you about, like the cup, and the puzzle,
Yeah.
and the shots, and all those things. And I just really, really enjoy that. I love being able to talk about all of the details of the episode and not just like my lines, you know.
That's awesome.
Don't my hair look good and that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
It does look good, though. It does look good, girl.
Looks good.
What is the problem?
All right, so we're about to wrap up. We're gonna give a couple shout outs
Wait,
before.
I have a fan question.
Yeah.
You guys saw this too, but I actually do want to know this. I forget who said it, but tweet me and I will shout you out via Twitter because I like this question. Who, if one of the liars were your best friends, who would you want to be your best friend? And if you were one of the liars, which one seems the most like you?
You're asking me?
Yes,
Would
you're
I
the
want to be
star
my
of the
best
party.
friend?
Yeah.
I would say Hannah because she's hilarious.
Okay.
She would always crack me up. And who would I be?
Who are you most like?
Yeah.
Spencer, probably. Because
Yeah, I
I
can see that.
overanalyze everything.
I can see that.
Okay, that's it.
No, not that
love
you
that.
overanalyze, but I can see. I get that.
Yeah, no, I do. I overanalyze. Yeah.
Girl, I hear
Thank you seriously so
Yeah,
much
thank
for coming.
you. I love the insight.
This was amazing. It was so like we've had a couple of guests and obviously we did stuff on Freeform too where we got to talk to a bunch of like the cast members. But it's so awesome hearing from you because you have such a greater understanding of all the behind the scenes stuff,
Yeah.
which is like at this point we're so obsessed with,
Yeah.
and we love it. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah, thank
hey, Lorna. Sorry guys.
Hey, Lorna.
Hey,
What's
Lorna.
up?
Can you just remind me of who that person was that I
right
need to
here.
give a shout out to? No.
Oh no, different. Oh.
PLL fan,
Yeah.
tons of Rosewood, Angel Justice fan.
Angel
Always.
Justice fan. That's a name we haven't seen before, but you have been incredible, and our producers have even noticed
Yeah.
you. So thank you so much. And then at always PLL fan, at hey it's underscore cupcake, at Towns of Rosewood, at Michaela Verbergt, at Fina Juliana, at Lax.
We're still gonna get stuff
Laxia
back
B.
for this.
and
at James
you missed me.
Boo.
Sorry, you said at Fiona Juliana. Thank you for getting those pictures for us. I
Love
got it
you.
on Twitter. Thank you. We saw that.
At AZ Crystal 28, at Ray Ray 148, at Chica Fresita, at Leo Keys. Let me see if there's at JMO 210. That's our boo. At Hey It's M. And then let's see here. Anything else? At Gaudette underscore Eric. At Banana underscore Camila's. You guys have been so incredible. And then I have stuff from Jen Vinker. I have stuff from there was
At
one more.
eBoard530. Did you say that one? I got this little gift that's saying,
Yes.
I'm begging you.
That's
I'm begging
Eli.
you, please.
That's
Eli. Oh,
Eli.
yes, Eli. Yes.
We love
Oh, he
him.
does the best gifs.
The best
Your
gifs.
GIF game is strong.
One of
Yes,
our, one of
he's
our
great.
OGs, Darren Chan, tweeted at us
Hey
today.
boo,
asking
Darren
for a
Chan,
shout out.
21 or something like that. I'm such a creep.
Darren Chan, you know
Such
who
a
you
creep.
are.
Darren, I love you.
Lauren Marvin, her BFF's friend, let's try to piece this together now. Her BFF's birthday is today.
Happy
it's
birthday!
Kaylee's birthday! Woo! And Audrey, who I love really fast, which
for
is
it.
B-But Benzo, because last week I feel bad I didn't shout these people out.
At Darlin's Carlin and at Maya underscore Richie.
Like a frickin'
I'm trying to like fill the space
Please
until you
fill
find it. But you guys also next week we have another special guest, and that will be Nicholas Gonzalez, who is Detective
Yes.
Marco Fury.
Yes.
You guys, we didn't see him tonight, but while Toby is slightly like under Yvonne's spell, and while we
know,
try
right?
to cope, Detective Marco Fury is going to fill that void for us, and hopefully we'll get some more like questionable hand under the skirt action.
I was just gonna say,
Elevator scenes?
I was like, is Stephanie going to ask him what happened in the elevator?
We're gonna get to the bottom of this.
Well, Spencer's under some spell. Detective Marco is figuring her in the elevator.
Literally after that episode,
Oh, my God.
Stephanie was like, "You guys, guys, we have to decide.
This is
Did
my
they or did
question.
they not have sex? And we're
She's like,
her.
raise your hand.
And we all
You
just
guys
started
not have sex.
laughing
I mean,
so
they didn't.
hard.
You guys should send in that as a live question,
Yeah,
and we
that's a
will
good
pick
question.
it on air next week.
Yeah, we'll
swear to
pretend
God.
like we didn't plan it at all, and we'll just be like,
behind.
so-and-so
we'll
wants
be
to
like, oh my
know.
God, this is so
Did you
weird.
guys do it in the
I swear they
elevator?
did.
But seriously, so she's convinced.
From
we're not.
behind, I saw
Screenshot
it.
that. What you think is the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Screenshot
Yeah.
the moment.
Yeah.
You guys know the
Elevator
one where
moment.
he's
The moment
behind
of
her
sex.
and she's against the wall.
Yeah, no, it didn't happen.
Very
you guys.
graphic here.
Sorry.
Very graphic.
We're not gonna like see a penis on national television, but like it's
Pretty sure it's not
implied
there.
that they were
Yeah.
definitely
No,
having
he got
sex.
his hand under there. He just got a little
All
bit
right,
handsy,
guys,
that's all.
all
Anyways,
right.
you guys, it doesn't matter because he's here next week. So
Yeah.
Stephanie can ask him
will ask
herself, and we can all cringe while she does. All right?
Peanut
glad I
of
won't
the
be here.
gene.
Yes, the peanut of a gene, like
We'll
she
let you
says.
know. We'll let you know how it goes.
All right, you guys, make sure that you tune in next Tuesday for that because it's going to be amazing. We're so close to season finale. Make sure you continue to tweet your questions, comments, theories to all of us, including Kimberly, because you guys, she has so much great insight and she loves to talk to you guys, as do we, about everything that goes on in this show. Just give us like a half hour to get home and then we'll be on here to answer more questions, okay? We love you. We'll see you next
Natasha
week.
Leah 96.
There it is.
Natasha
There
Leah
it is.
96. There you go. All right, you guys. We'll see you next week.
We do this thing at the end of the show.
Oh, gosh,
You just
what?
you go like this.
I go 3, 2, 1, we go.
And then we go like that.
Like the liars do when they see a dead body or something.
Okay, ready?
Yes.
Sure.
3, 2, 1.